So anyway, guys, yeah, this is my setup. I hope you enjoy it. Now I'm gonna go edit this video.
Oh boy, time to edit this video. What? Why is it so shaky? I know what I'll do. I'll just put warp stabilizer on it. That'll fix it.
So anyway, guys, yeah, this is my setup.
Oh god, it didn't fix it, it didn't fix it, it didn't fix it. Don't you just hate it when that happens? Hello everybody and welcome to Sipes Productions. My name is Brendan or Teknokai, and today we're taking a look at the Moza Aircross 3-axis gimbal. Now, as I literally just stated in the intro, this is a gimbal, meaning it will stabilize your camera, and the way it does this is by balancing the weight of the camera with weights inside of the gimbal using electronic gears and all kinds of other fancy things that I don't know enough about to really tell you about. So I want to start by talking about what this gimbal is and what this gimbal is not. This is a stabilizer for your small DSLR cameras. This isn't a cinema rig or a rig for anything over 4 pounds is the weight limit on this thing. Now, if you're using a Canon DSLR like 5D Mark 7625, this isn't going to work for you, I'm sorry. If you are interested in the gimbal like that, I would recommend something along the lines of the Moza Air, which is for bigger cameras, the Zhiyun Crane, the DJI Ronin. There's a million out there, but this video is on the Moza Aircross. Now, just a little disclaimer before we get any further, because I know that there's already comments claiming, "This is not a budget gimbal, this is $300, bruh!" Take it from me, I'm an 18-year-old cinematographer in a pretty small town. I don't make a whole lot of money doing this. I have tried every gimbal I could get my hands on for under $100. This means I've tried everything from pistol grips to shoulder rigs to Steadicam knockoffs. And I'll be honest with you, you can get by with some of them, but the quality is not going to be anywhere near that of an electronic gimbal. If you are interested in what kind of stabilizer you can get for under $100, I recommend the Pseudophoto S40. I'll do a review on it coming probably next week. But all of that to say, this gimbal, or any gimbal for that matter, is going to be an incredible upgrade to whatever you have now. And if you're shooting handheld, this is almost a no-brainer. All of that being said, don't expect to look like Peter McKinnon the first time you pull this out of the box. It's really hard to learn how to use when you're first getting started, especially if you're coming from no experience in this whatsoever. So your first shots will look a little bit something like this. Nope, wrong way. There we go. Let's do some rotation. Okay, it's not quite what I had in mind, but it'll work. So let's take a look at what we have in the box. Inside the packing box, we have a hard case that holds all of the gimbal's components. This is helpful in packing the gimbal up and carrying it, although you'll have to assemble and rebalance it every time you take it out. The gimbal is disassembled, but putting it together is incredibly simple. You simply take this black and red handle, which has the batteries inside of it, and screw it into the actual gimbal. Now you're ready to start stabilizing the camera. To stabilize the camera, take the quick release plate, which is also seen in the case, and screw it into your camera using a coin or a flathead screwdriver. There is an arrow in the bottom showing which direction the lens is supposed to face. To properly balance the camera, slide the release plate onto the gimbal and tighten it. The goal is to have the camera looking straight ahead without any tilt. The easiest way to do this is by balancing the gimbal on the included tripod, which you can also find in the case. When balancing the gimbal, you're going to want to move the camera opposite of the direction that it is tilting. If it's leaning forward, pull it back. If it's leaning backwards, push it forward. If it tilts to the left or right, use the knob on the top to move the gimbal itself to the left or right, depending on which way it is leaning. Keep in mind, you still want to move the opposite direction of the tilt. Okay, so we're taking a break from the voiceover so I can do a little bit of explanation. You see how the camera is tilting forward and to the side. So the way you want to fix that is with this little bad boy up here. I didn't want to just give a very general overview and have everybody still like, well, how did you do this? So, some real talk. Anyway, back to the cutover. So now I want to talk briefly about a few of the features that I personally love about this. And the first one is the battery life. So with an electronic powered anything really, you should always expect to carry around a few packs of batteries. I have like 3 or 4 packs for my lighting kit. But these last 12 hours, so these will take pretty much an entire day of shooting before they'll give out. That is what they advertise, and I've been filming with this all day. I even have it mounted on a tripod right now to film this, and it shows no signs of slowing down. So you may have noticed in the unboxing that there was a small black pouch, and I don't actually know what I did with it, but it's around here somewhere. Anyway, inside of that black pouch is cables to connect any form of DSLR or mirrorless camera that you have mounted directly into the Aircross, so you can start recording and stop recording via the button on here, so you're not having to reach around the gimbal and boop. Makes things a lot simpler. So back to what I said in the beginning, this thing is a little bit difficult to use when you first get started. I was out today doing some shooting, trying to get some footage for this video, and I was learning new things about the gimbal while I was working on it. So there's a little joystick, and I wish I could show you, but you know what? Switching to the iPhone cam, baby. Let's hit it big. Hey, look, that's me right there. So here we've got the joystick and this blue button, and the blue button operates as a power button, a stop, start, record button, pretty much everything. And if you press it 5 times, it will take it out of its default pan and tilt mode into rotation mode, and you get really trippy shots like this one. Woo! And then what I just did was I hit the button 3 times, and it swiveled the camera all the way back around. So now we'll just oops. So then if you hit the button 3 times, it shoots it all the way back to its original position, and you have to turn it, back the way you were going before. So now I want to talk about my personal favorite feature of this app, and that comes right with your phone. So I'm a very shaky guy. It's my #1 fault, and I don't know why I ever became a filmmaker, because I am always just like, you'd think I could phase through materials like the Flash as much as I vibrate. So that being said, as little contact as I can make with something and still get a beautiful shot, the better. So when you buy the gimbal, you're then prompted to download the app called the Moza Assistant. Will it focus? Will it? Nope, it won't. Sorry. So the app allows you to change a lot of features, like it tells you how much power you've got on your gimbal. I'm still at 70% and I've been shooting all day, so let that test the battery life. But then you can go into the control panel, and my cat is on me, and let's see if I can show you my cat. Hey, bud. You say hey to the camera? Of course you don't. Because you're mean. I don't quite know how it just got tilted all the way back up, but it did. And anyway, if you want to switch it right back to it... Oh. The cat got in the way and disconnected my Bluetooth connection, so that was cool. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so I had a few issues with the app. The app's not perfect, and if you calibrate it wrong, it totally screws everything up, and I seem to have calibrated something wrong, so I'm gonna fix that, and as soon as I figure out how, I'll do an in-depth tutorial on the app. But until then, it's just a neat feature you can use. So, all this is great, but what does the gimbal actually look like? All of the details, all of the specs, all of the cool features, they sound great. But when I'm on day of the shoot, what can I expect to find in this $300 gimbal? Let's find out.
Gonna change my evil ways. Days gonna come with the wheels on fire, gonna change my evil ways. Days gonna come with the wheels on fire, gonna change my evil ways. Days gonna come.
Alright, so now we are in the final conclusion of the video. Thank God, I thought it would never end. For $300, my personal opinion, is that this is the best. If you only have $300 to spend to up your video gear and you are out constantly shooting things that aren't just using your tripod to film yourself, if you only have $300 to spend and you already have a good camera or a decent DSLR camera, I can't recommend this thing enough. Granted, there are a few shortcomings, like its steep learning curve and it's a bit buggy with the app, but overall you can get some incredible shots once you've practiced enough. Again, if you're interested in a much cheaper option, although less results, I will be doing a review on this, which is the Sudaphoto S40, so if you're interested in that, please consider subscribing. All that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, a like would be much appreciated because YouTube doesn't promote my videos anymore, and your likes will help me stick it to the man. If you want to buy this product like right now, if I've sold you on it, then first of all, go me, because I never thought I'd make it as a salesperson. There's a link in the description that will take you to Amazon. I will warn you, it's an affiliate link, but it won't cost you anything extra, and it will support the channel, so I would greatly appreciate it. All right, thanks for watching. I think I've already asked you to like and subscribe enough, so I'm not going to do that, but I am going to ask, what gimbal do you use if you use one? If you don't, why don't you use one? Do you shoot handheld? Do you shoot with maybe a cheaper option? Tell me what you use, and let's just get a discussion going in the comments, because I don't have very many friends, so I'm, limited to validating my existence on the internet. Thanks, I'll see you later. So before this video actually ends, I want to do a few shout-outs for people that really helped me in making this video. First, I want to help my friend Jacob, who let me film him walking. Sorry, ladies, he's taken. Second off, I want to thank the band The Skeleton Crew for letting me use their song Evil for all of the test shots using the gimbal. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank Main Street Vapes in Medina for letting me come in and film the inside of their store.